So back in November, I took my first trip during COVID-19, during the pandemic to St. Bart's. And I was going to St. Bart's to lead a virtual retreat with my friend Kristien Kelly and Ray Indigo. And it was a really exciting day. It was actually the first time that I was on site to lead and host a virtual retreat. So there was lots of moving parts. We had a team of people, and we had Kristine demoing the yoga and Ray teaching the yoga from Pennsylvania, actually. And then we went into a wellness elixirs workshop. It was really cool. I always record virtual retreats, and for some reason the virtual retreat recording did not complete its full recording. So I felt terrible. I couldn't send my proper follow-ups, and I didn't have the full amazing workshop that Kristine had put together. So in lieu of that, I will be joined by Kristien Kelly in just a moment, and we will chat a little bit about her wellness elixirs. And then we have a demo to link in with this video so that you can learn how to make amazing wellness elixirs to promote health, longevity, and beauty. So let's get to it and introduce Kristien Kelly from St. Bart's. Hi, everyone. It's Dawn with Well Explored, and I am here with the beautiful Kristien Kelly joining us from St. Bart's. Kristine, thank you so much for joining me on this Zoom this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
So it's now been a couple of months, it seems, since I was there in St. Bart's, and the two of us together hosted, I think, the first virtual retreat in St. Bart's.
Yes, I think it's our first virtual that we've hosted here, maybe for the whole island. So that was really quite an experience. And
really
alive
cool
at the same time.
Yeah, that was really interesting. And it was really exciting because it was my first time then doing the live virtual retreat at the same time I'm being on site. Usually I'm behind the scenes, like in my office command center over here. So that was really cool.
That was. Yes, so I just wanted to introduce briefly these exciting elixirs for enhancing beauty, longevity, just from my travels around the world. And I've brought some of these exciting ingredients back to the island. So I just wanted to share some of those with you. And in the next video, you'll actually see a full-on demo of these elixirs. So we'll introduce the butterfly pea flower alchemy drink, which is incredible, super hydrating. There's a chaga nut coffee shot that I love to have as a coffee replacement in the morning, just something warming. And then the cacao tonic is really exciting as well. It just gives an amazing boost of energy. I love the different ingredients in it. It has like cardamom, reishi, ashwagandha, like your bliss adaptogen, maca, cayenne pepper, just a little bit of that, and some turmeric, so anti-inflammatory, coconut oil, just to help make the ingredients bioavailable, the nutrients bioavailable to your body. And then also black pepper to draw the curcuma from the turmeric, and just a little bit of sea salt to taste. And so, yeah.
Well, I love it. And I was there on site and I got to try all the wellness elixirs. But let's back up just for a moment. What is a wellness elixir? If somebody's like, wow, that sounds really cool, it sounds really sexy, but what is it and how can it help me?
Yes, so a wellness elixir, it's really a drink of wellness. That's the basic way to think of it. And it can be any type of a wellness drink. I like to just choose different adaptogens that adapt to your particular body type. So I usually consult with my clients ahead of time, but for everyone at home, you can think about, like, as you're starting the day, wow, like I feel a little brain fog. I want some clarity. And what adaptogens do, they really protect our bodies from stress by stabilizing and optimizing its psychological functions. So it adapts its healing properties to whatever your body specifically needs at a given time, just to restore you to your peak functionality. So they're pretty incredible.
Wow. So, what do you have as your regular part of your routine with these wellness elixirs? Tell us how you make it happen.
So I start my day with warm lemon water. Sometimes I'll put just a pinch of cayenne if I feel like I need an additional zing to it to start the morning, just an extra wake up, like if I'm feeling a little sleepy. Otherwise, just straight warm water with lemon. And then I'll follow that either with a celery juice, just 100% celery juice, if I feel like maybe I need a cleanse of like heavy metals or something. Or if I just want something cold, sometimes in the morning on a hot day, like it's hot for our winter, it's this weather, so I want something cool. But I'm going to be traveling to Park City soon, so for that I'm definitely going to want a warm drink. So I'll do like a warm, either the Cacao Tonic or the chaga nut coffee, because sometimes I love the smell and taste of coffee, I just don't want the caffeine, like I'm caffeine sensitive. So with the chaga nut coffee, it really energizes me, but I don't get like the jitters or anything that I would from caffeine from coffee. So I love that one to
What
really
is a
start off.
chaga?
So
What is a chaga nut?
chaga is a medicinal mushroom. So it that one in particular, it's really it grows mainly on birch trees in like the northern hemisphere, and they contain so many oxidants that it also helps reduce like the bad cholesterol if we have that, and it also can enhance the immunity. So if you feel like a cold is coming on, or like an itch in the back of your throat, or just run down, chaga is a great one to start with. So
Now you're in St. Bart's. I imagine it's not that easy to get these really cool ingredients there to St. Bart's. But where, for people that are maybe joining us from the U.S., where do you get chaga?
So you could get chaga at any like health store, like a Whole Foods, or like a co-op if you have a co-op in your neighborhood. Sometimes at a farmer's market. I was recently in Naples visiting my family, and their farmers markets, they actually had chaga. They even had lion's mane, the actual mushroom, in like the Bethesda area. So I mean, I've seen them around different places. And then also one of my friends went to Canada recently, and you can just buy like the actual dried chaga there, like not the powder form, but the dried. It looks kind of like burnt wood, like chunks
Oh,
of burnt.
yes.
So yeah, you can get it. So yeah, sometimes at the farmer's market you would be surprised too to find them.
Oh, okay. And we're gonna link the demo as well as the ingredients and the recipe, but just walk us through it briefly, like what is included in addition to that chaga.
In addition to the chaga, that one, you're basically going to boil water with the chaga in it until it reduces. It'll be nice and thick and creamy, and you can then, after about an hour, add reishi to it. So reishi is really great. It's just very grounding. It's great for longevity. Some people have it either in the morning to balance like the energizing traits from the chaga, just to kind of balance it out, or at the end of the day to wrap up the day, because it also helps you sleep better with the reishi. So, and it's also just calming and zen, like with all the stress that's in our lives. Like I love adding reishi to almost any drink, like if it's a matcha latte or a chaga drink, a chocolate, a cacao drink, like I almost always put reishi in it somewhere. And then you would then, if you wanted, you could add a little bit of nut milk and make it sort of a latte. So it's pretty simple to make. And then if you wanted, you could add either dandy blend, which is like from dandelion root, or ramon seeds, and it has like a coffee flavor to it as well, and a scent. Like you smell it and it just smells like coffee. So
Okay. Now, I love my warm, creamy beverage, and I am a coffee drinker, but typically every January or right around now, I go off the coffee for a whole month and I do a full cleanse. And I haven't quite started that yet, but maybe after we finish this conversation, maybe I'll go out and get my chaga, my reishi, and my cacao, and all of that, and do a month just incorporating that. That would be really cool. But how do you talk about the chaga being different than from the cacao morning creamy drink?
They're both creamy actually. So, and it's funny because the cacao one, I typically don't add a nut milk to it because it's already so creamy after it's been brewing. For me, I don't feel that it really needs a nut milk, but some people like it, like if you want it super, super creamy. So yeah, the cacao one, it's nice just because if you do love chocolate, it's a nice way to enjoy
Mm,
it. And it's a lot, it's very in Latin America they will often combine like something spicy with it, like cayenne, so it's a little bit different. I've introduced
I like that.
some locals on the island to that particular one, the Cacao Tonic. We had it at Shell Beach, and there was just something special about that one. It tends to be one of the favorites, and it's a fun one that you could drink almost any time of day. I feel like if you have that later in the day, it, like if you've got a ladies' night out or something exciting or a date night, it's a fun way just to add bliss into your life just before you go out for that special
Yeah.
event. So, because it has the
Yeah.
ashwagandha in it. So, and
Well, I
the
love it.
cacao, it just has so many health benefits. Like it even has more antioxidants than blueberries, and it it's a
Wow.
great source of iron as well, because a lot of times if you're plant-based or vegetarian, like you can tend to be low on iron sometimes. So it's a great source of iron as well, the
Mm.
cacao.
Well, when we were in St. Bart's, we did a full on tasting with all of these amazing wellness elixirs. Sadly, our video was not saved properly, so which is why we are here doing a reintroduction to the wellness elixirs. We'll link it right to the direct demo that Kristine put together. So we'll have all the tools and information that we can make our own wellness elixirs right at home. Tell us, Kristine, you're there joining us from St. Bart's. It's one of my favorite islands. It's obviously one of your favorite because you've now moved your whole life there. But tell us, for tourists coming to St. Bart's, tell us a little bit about what to expect in St. Bart's and the best things to do there in St. Bart's.
So usually the number one question is, how do we get there? How do we get to St. Bart's?
Mhm.
So you're going to want to fly either into San Juan or to St. Martin. If you did St. Martin, you could also take a ferry over here as well. But check in with Dawn. Dawn's like the expert on travel, so I would definitely call her first. But that's like where you would want to fly into. And then once you get here, I highly recommend some of these hikes. So like pack some hiking shoes and some UV shirts so you can enjoy these beautiful hikes. We do have a couple of natural swimming pools that are quite outstanding. So I would definitely bring some water shoes or just shoes that you don't mind getting wet so that you can
Mm.
jump in, because there are sea urchins around. So you just want to be mindful of that. And there's a lot of loose gravel too. So some people do pack their own walking sticks, but I like to just use the ones naturally. There's so many branches and things lying around. It's easy to find something naturally to help with the hiking. Boating is popular here, like just kind of boating around the island and going to Panel maybe, or Tantama, or
Mm.
it's a special small island just off the coast. What else? Gosh, there's so many beautiful things for wellness. You could do stand-up paddleboard yoga. You can do kite surfing, uh, surfing. I think even
Of
they
course.
teach maybe starting age 4. So if you have a family, there's all sorts of activities for children as well. There's beach tennis that's popular. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying it. It's an amazing workout and it's so much fun. You're in the sand and or at
That
the
sounds
beach.
so fun. I
It's one
love
of the
that.
first sports my husband and I were introduced to, and then you meet so many locals that way. So it's a fun way to
Mm.
meet local
I just
islanders.
started taking regular tennis lessons, but I love the idea of beach tennis lessons. That sounds great. But back to the hiking, do you have any idea how many hiking trails there actually are in St. Bart's? If you
Wow,
could take
that's
a
a really
wild
great
guess.
question. I would say at least 15, maybe, if I were to.
Hmm, that's
And there's so
amazing.
many that are off the beaten path. I've explored so many. I have a golden retriever. I let him lead the way and I follow, and I've discovered so many exciting trails that way. So,
Well, I know when we were there together in St. Bart's, you had mentioned possibly doing a basically a video review of all of your favorite hiking trails in St. Bart's. And I think that that would be so well received because as a travel advisor, we're sending people to St. Bart's. I'm not sure that all of the hotels and the hotel concierges even know about all of the amazing hiking trails that you know about. So I think if you put something like that together, we can really put that out there to the world so that people know how to discover St. Bart's off the beaten path, as well as the amazing restaurants and the amazing hotels and villas and such.
that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm starting to work on that. I'm shooting some video, and then I'll send it to you so you have that to help with the travelers here.
Great. And Kristine, finally, I know that you and your husband Chris own an incredible restaurant in St. Bart's. Tell us about the restaurant and tell us about the latest addition.
So we have a restaurant, my husband and I, it's called Quarter Kitchen and Cocktail Lab. It's right in the heart of Gustavia between Isola and Black Ginger on a cobblestone street. It used to be a rum store back in the day with rum made in St. Bart, and we've converted it into like a sort of a Japanese fusion restaurant. My husband grew up in South Asia, so it's heavily influenced from his travels and a little bit of Korean influence as well, since he grew up in Seoul. We probably visit Japan at least once or twice a year. We just skipped since COVID, but we'll be going, I believe, in March or April for this year for like our annual trip, just to bring back some of that influence. And then we have a speakeasy as well. So you just have to know Dawn or myself or my husband Chris to get in, because it's very exclusive, but it's exciting. You can reserve the room for like private tastings or really whatever you'd like. So
The speakeasy is so cool. Not only is it like a really super hidden location that we can't exactly tell you exactly where that is, through the unmarked door and the second unmarked door and the password and all the good stuff, but then you come in to this amazing intimate little space and you have rums from all around the world and all around the Caribbean, I believe, right?
yes, we have, as far as I know, we have the largest Caribbean rum collection in the Caribbean and possibly in the world at this point, where
Mm,
our list is expanding every day. So we
so
just flew
amazing.
in to St. Martin to get some new bottles, and then Chris is going to track down some more from Japan. And so we're, any of our travels, our luggage is just filled with these exotic bottles of rum, and they all have different stories.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing to collect. I love rum personally as well. That's great. So, and Kristine, you are a private plant-based chef. Can people coming to St. Bart's hire you for consultations or tell us about some of those services?
Yes, there's an editorial in Paula St. Bart magazine that just came out. It's like a 3 page interview where we talk about plant-based the cuisine. So I offer complimentary consultations for 1 hour, and then anything after that, we just work out a fee that makes sense. And then for the meals, I just customize it to each client's needs. So the consultations have been really popular, especially in the last few weeks. So I actually have one to run off to in a few minutes, but I love doing those just to help on an individual level.
Great. Well, Kristine, thank you so much. We're going to link the demo for the wellness elixirs, the recipes, as well as how to reach you, your website, Plant Based Daily. Is there anything else you would like to share before we close off?
No, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, and I can't wait for you to visit again, and I can't wait for our next retreat here.
Yes, it's so amazing. Thank you, Kristine. Love seeing you.
Thank you, you too.
That was amazing. I always love to see Kristine. She's full of amazing energy, positivity, and she's just a beautiful light to be around. So I'm so happy that I can jump in and get some of her wellness tips. And of course, if you have not been to St. Bart's, it is the place to go. Not just right now during the pandemic, but really anytime. Right now, during in 2021, St. Bart's is one of the hottest places to be. It is one of the safest places to be. They have relatively had zero COVID-19 positive testings, really, really very few, I should say. And they do require a negative PCR test within 72 hours of entry into St. Bart's. So you take that test before you enter, and then it just feels like this amazing French village. And just it's it's amazing. um, so I'm so happy that Kristine could join us and share some of her light with us. And don't stop exploring, whatever that means to you right now in 2021, whether it's going to St. Bart's or exploring something incredible in your backyard. Never stop exploring. Check us out at wellexplored.com. And in the link in the show notes here, you will find Kristine's recipes for her wellness elixirs and some of our favorite places to stay in St. Bart's. Thanks so much. Until next time, keep exploring.